Good morning, everybody. Well, let's try this. Good morning, everybody. Monday morning. Yes, Monday morning. And week 5 in the NFL. And I'm here, 7 a.m. in the morning, to report to you what went down. Okay. Who won, who the winners, the losers, and why. I'm actually just watching the end of the Bengals and the Ravens game, which I didn't stay up all the way to see. I understand that the Ravens actually won that game. They won that game 19-17. And good for them. Okay. I want to talk to this book here, Sports World. Now, this is a book that's not a fairly recent book. Actually, it's a book made in the 70s by Robert Lipsyte, the world famous sports reporter Robert Lipsyte. And in this book, he talks about how Americans are bedazzled, bewitched by the sports world, and how we look at our athletes and we get on them, and that fans often do not identify with the athletes because they make so much money, even though the owners make so much more money. What they really talk about here is how we have to take another look at the athlete and identify with them because they are actually working class just like us. Really, they are. They are. And when they go to most of you guys are 9 to 5 guys or whatever it is. You could be working the midnight shift, 12 to 8. We can go 8 to 4, 4 to 12, or 12 to 8, which one of you are. And you work. And when you don't work, you don't get paid. That's just like the athletes, the majority of them. When they don't work, they don't get paid. They only got a limited window. And I would leave that right there because I want you to understand. You might want to pick up this book if you get a chance. Robert Lipsyte. It will open up your eyes. He talks about Muhammad Ali, Joe Namath, all these sports athletes of the 60s, Mickey Mantle, the rest of them, Yogi Berra, and he makes it plain for us to understand what they go through. Now, let's get to week 5 in the NFL. Well, week 5 is almost done, and it will be done tonight when the Las Vegas Raiders go to Kansas City to play the Chiefs and get smashed. What did I learn in week 5? Well, always expect the unexpected when it comes to the NFL because nothing is written in stone. To prove my point, let's start off with the first game that happened on Sunday, and that was the Green Bay Packers playing host to the New York Giants in London. Now, I picked the Packers. I think most of the smart money picked the Packers. Not that I bet on these games because I want to keep the money that I have. And according to this, I would have lost because the Giants beat the Packers 27-22. And I watched most of this game, and it looks like the Green Bay was in control. So then I didn't watch the last quarter and some odd change of the third quarter. And the New York Giants came back and beat the Green Bay Packers. They are now 4-1. New York looks like they're somewhat legit. And Packers fans, well, you don't have to worry. Aaron Rodgers isn't worrying. It's just a game. And they played in the same division as the Bears and the Lions and the Vikings. So no matter what happens, they'll be there. Then, to prove my point that nothing is written in stone, the up to then winless Houston Texans beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 13-6, I believe it was. This game was terrible. Jacksonville, when they play a good team, they seem like they step up their game. When they play a bad team, they regress. And they look terrible. Trevor Lawrence threw interceptions when he didn't have to. Everything went wrong. And they were playing in Jacksonville. So go figure that. You can't even win in front of your home crowd. As a matter of fact, the Jacksonville fans were booing Jacksonville at the end of the game, and deservedly so. And another upset that I didn't pick. Now, these are 3 in a row. I picked the team that lost. I picked the Packers to beat the Giants. I picked Jacksonville to beat Houston. Houston hadn't won the game. And I picked the Miami Dolphins with Teddy Bridgewater to beat the New York Jets. How did that work out? Teddy Bridgewater was knocked out of the game, and they had to resort to a third-string quarterback. third string quarterback of the name of Skylar Thompson. And Skylar Thompson, well, he didn't do that well. New York beat them. I think the game was like 30 to something. And I don't know why I don't have that score with me. But yeah, they beat the heck out of Miami. And then things don't look good for Miami. Tua Tags is gone. Bridgewater is gone. Skylar Thompson is now the quarterback. Good luck, Miami. The New Orleans Saints, behind Andy Dalton, of all people, beat the Seattle Seahawks 39-32. Again, I picked the Seahawks because we're talking about Andy Dalton. What I didn't factor in was that there is a alternate quarterback that plays for the Saints. Taysom Hill, the running quarterback. Now, when he comes in, everyone knows he's going to run. You think Seattle knows he's going to run. Yet he still ran for 3 touchdowns. And then when they finally figured out that he might run, he threw the ball and accounted for 4 touchdowns. So even though Andy Dalton is their quarterback in place of Jameis Winston, Taysom Hill comes in and scores 4 touchdowns. So I'm 0-4. And that is the reason why I do not gamble. That would make sense, right? Good. Even though nothing is written in stone, some things are written in stone. So how do I say this? Most things are not written in stone. In the NFL, almost anything can happen, except if your team is the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions, with their starting quarterback, Jeff Goff, went into New England, Foxborough Stadium, and lost to a third-string rookie quarterback by the name of Bailey Zappi. New England put the boots to the Lions 29-0. And the game wasn't even that close. The Lions fumbled, threw interceptions, kicked the ball, threw the ball up in the air, fell on the ball, did everything they could to lose. And they lost. Jeff Goff looked terrible. And that was that. Even though this is written in stone, it's kind of close. The Cleveland Browns finding a way to lose. Now, Cleveland was ahead in their game with the San Diego Chargers. And somehow, between fumbles and interceptions, they managed to lose. Now, Jacoby Brissett is not the greatest quarterback, but he has pretty good receivers, and he has 2 great running backs, or 2 very good running backs, in Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Yet they managed to lose to the Chargers, who were on the road and really didn't want to be there, but persevered to the end and won that game. Now, in a game that must be talked about, the Pittsburgh Steelers were trounced. Well, I should put it this way. The Pittsburgh Steelers, the Buffalo Bills melted down the Pittsburgh Steelers to the tune of 38-3. 38-3. Now, I predicted this loss. I did get this right. I think this, what was I on 4, 5, 6 before then? But I did get this right. I said that this should be a demolition, and it was. You don't put a rookie quarterback in, it's not even midseason, but to put him in against the Buffalo Bills, one of the best defenses in the league. You don't put a rookie quarterback in that position, except if your name is Mike Tomlin. Who does that? Mike Tomlin does that. He put this guy in, Kenny Pickett, in against the Buffalo Bills defense. This is his first game in the NFL, starting the NFL, against the Buffalo Bills. Who does that? Okay, he did it. And we got predictable results. 38-3. Kenny Pickett didn't stand a chance. Didn't stand a chance. He threw a couple of interceptions and was befuddled, bewitched, betwixt. The whole 9 yards, beginning with a B, and whatever B you want to throw in there. He He was beaten down too. But here's the deal. 2 more losses with Kenny Pickett. And I guarantee you, as George Foreman said, I guarantee it, Mike Tomlin will throw Mitch Trubisky back in and call the Kenny Pickett ordeal a failed experiment. Excuse me? There's no way that this could have been a successful one. The Minnesota Vikings defeated the Chicago Bears. But who doesn't these days? Minnesota was winning the game 20-3. 20-3. They were leading by 18 points at one time. And 17, 18 points. And the Bears came back. The good news for the Bears is that Justin Fields looks like he has arrived. Now, I had given this kid a little bit of, sass because he had looked terrible up to now, but he looks like he might be able to do a little something in this league. He looked pretty darn good against the Vikings, but the Vikings still managed to pull it out. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers eked out a win over the Atlanta Falcons at home in Tampa Bay. This should have been, from my estimation, a blowout. But Atlanta has proven that they have a pretty good defense, and Marcus Mariota has proven that he is not done in the NFL. Marcus Mariota is making some good throws. He's making some good runs. He's making some good decisions. And Atlanta could have won this game, except for a bad call at the end with about 4 or 5 minutes left, a roughing the passer call. There's been a lot of dubious roughing the passer calls this season, and especially this week. But I've seen this dubious roughing the passer call all season, all 5 games, all 5 weeks in the NFL. There have been roughing the passer calls that you looked at and went, what the? That's not a roughing the passer. I don't care if that is your team or not. It's still, I'm not going to be one of these, oh yeah, roughing the passer. Yeah, good, great. No, I don't care if that's my team. I mean, I do care that it's my team, but just because I align myself with a particular team for whatever reason, I'm not going to overlook bad calls that go their way. They're still bad calls. I'm not sure that Atlanta could have won that game with that call if they didn't get that call, but it would have put them in a much better position to do so. They were only down by 6 points. If they scored a touchdown, the game is tied, and the extra point would have sealed the deal. Still, that is in the course of hypothetical course of maybe shoulda, coulda, woulda. But in defense of Tom Brady, who is a lightning rod for like everybody, there have been dubious calls for these quarterbacks all freaking season. I mean, whether they run the ball or whatever they do, if somebody hits them, they get a roughing the passer call. So let's just be honest. And if you're going to say that we need to take a look at this, don't say you need to look at it because of the Tom Brady incident, because really, whether they could have won here or there, nobody really knows. But these roughing the passer calls, many times the quarterback is just, getting thrown down to the ground. That's it. That's all. Or he's getting tackled. And that, my friends, is football. The Tennessee Titans. Well, as expected, I got this one right. What is this? I'm now 3 in a row. Beat the Washington Commanders 21-17. Washington had a chance to win at the end, but Carson Wentz did what Carson Wentz does. Throw an interception at the wrong time, and that was it. The San Francisco 49ers with Jimmy Garoppolo, who was looking like an all-star, body slammed the Carolina Panthers 37-15. Yes, Jimmy Garoppolo is looking like an all-star, and Baker Mayfield is looking like, well, Baker Mayfield. The Philadelphia Eagles managed to defeat the Arizona Cardinals 20-17. The Eagles are the only undefeated team left in the NFL. Now, they could have lost this game, but Arizona didn't do enough to win it. And they had a chance at the end to tie it. But for some reason, they kept using their timeouts, and they couldn't get a kicker on the field. And they managed to have to spike the ball with 3 seconds left in order to get a kick on the field. And then the kicker kicked the field goal from 40 yards away, and he missed it. That's right, he missed it. And that was the game. So the Baltimore Ravens, as I said, they did defeat the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm not sure how that was done because I didn't get a chance to watch that game, but it was 19-17. I assume it was because Lamar Jackson passed and ran well enough to win the game, and Joe Burrow did not. Kind of sums it up in a nutshell, does it? That being said, that was it. But you get the first report here on Amazing Grace Sports Network. And as usual, when we talk about these games, let's talk about it and have some fun. Let's talk about it as a precursor to what your day is going to be. So let's set the day out correctly. You're having some fun. You've listened to your positive affirmations. I am going to have a good day. Today is going to be a great day. Today, I am going to have a fantastic day. Everybody's going to love me. Everybody's going to want to talk to me. Everybody's going to want to be my friend. I am going to get a lot accomplished today, whatever your affirmations are. You've listened to your affirmations, and now you've listened to me tell you what happened in the NFL. So you have an idea of what happened in the NFL. So anybody asks you a question, you can say, yes, of course. The Giants beat the Packers. Yes, and the Steelers got squashed by the Bills. Arizona Cardinals, they lost because they missed the last second field goal. The New England Patriots put a flying elbow to the Detroit Lions, but who doesn't? And you can go on through your day. I encourage you, as always, to start your day off right. Say good things about yourself. See the good that happens in yourself. Always count out the positives, as we talked about yesterday on Thank You Sunday, of things that go well with you as opposed to the things that go wrong. I guarantee you, as George Foreman says, I guarantee that you will find at least 10 things went right, at least, to everything that went wrong. And with that, begin your day, everybody. Let's get going. There will be a game tonight. Like I said, the Kansas City Chiefs will host the Las Vegas Raiders, and I'm picking the Chiefs. But then again, I don't bet. So I'm not encouraging you to bet either. With that, have a great day. Take care of your loved ones. Love your family, your extended family, your mother-in-law, your father-in-law. Love, love, love. Peace, and have a good day.